Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I'm your co-host Ted Jenkins, sitting here with my co-host Lee Hosman today, and of course our guest, David Liniado, who is the co-founder and managing partner of 19Y Advisors. The company really helps businesses that are trying to amplify. We're going to talk about that in our post-show wrap-up today. As always, you can go to shrimptankpodcast.com and get an entire replay of the some 250 entrepreneurs that we've interviewed here in Atlanta and more than 1,000 across the United States. If you're looking to get that MBA in entrepreneurship and balance street smarts and book smarts, this is how you do it, by watching and listening to the Shrimp Tank.
Well, Dave, you know, you provided some great content today. Tell us a little bit about your organization and how it does affect the businesses, and as Ted said, amplify these businesses.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Ted, for having me on. It's been a lot of fun. We really become part of your team, and you know, whether you're a big company and you're doing venture growth, or you're kind of an earlier stage company, we jump in. You know, we are, you know, whether we're your chief marketing officer, whether you're head of strategy, we really just assume the role as part of your team. And you know, be honest, we can do that really quickly. I mean, I've got some entrepreneurs here in town that, you know, we're advising. You know, we feel like we're part of the company, and you know, we're doing everything from service companies, technology companies, you know, big companies in the manufacturing space, you name it. We're actually helping a company right now that takes Porsches and turns them into a luxury Porsche, and you know, they're working on all kinds of interesting projects. So it's it really is about the story for the business, and making sure. We love the word amplify, because you really, in today's world, you got to be able to tell the story, and you got to make it heard, and that's what we help companies do.
So Dave, you talked in the podcast about how important storytelling it is and how important it is to get the brand out there. When companies get this capital, what's the #1 mistake that these small to medium-sized businesses make with their marketing dollars?
Well, you know, I think the term product market fit can't be talked about enough. I mean, you've got to go to your customer. And I think that that's easy to say. It's easy to read in a book, but you got to go to your customer. You've got to have an easy message that resonates. And you got to iterate. You know, I know the word pivot right now is getting super popular, whether you're a transition, but you've got to constantly be iterating. And speed, right now, speed is paramount for your business. And, you know, with social media, you should be hearing stuff daily. Frankly, you should be hearing stuff hourly on what people are saying about your brand, your products, your services, and more.
So, you know, what I found being an entrepreneur for over 25 years, I've never worked for a large organization.
Yeah.
But what I found intriguing in the show, what we talked about, was you actually take large organizations and you actually try to make them a little bit different. Can you describe that, how you impact large organizations?
Sure. Well, it's been a crazy journey, you know, 20 plus years as an entrepreneur, and then a corporate executive, and now back. So I don't know what the book would be called, but it would definitely echo all those experiences. But for big companies, we really help them with sort of that concept, validation, and then growth model. And you know, you can use a lot of different words, but it's basically helping them move quick to validate, is that idea a good idea for that company? Is it strategically aligned? And then how do you marshal the right resources? And I think that's the hardest part. Whether you are a big company or not, how do you put the right talent around that? And that's one of the things that 19Y does. We have a bespoke organization where we bring in talent. We just brought aboard a guy who was an executive at eBay, and he became part of 19Y. We've got another guy that was part of ChargePoint, and I'm really excited to announce we got our first female advisor who's joining. Nice. So we are getting diverse. I know our site doesn't look that way, but we're building the advisors, and we're building our network, and I think that's what everybody should be doing, whether you're that big company building an advisory group or you're a small company building your base of mentors.
So you spoke about your website might not look as diverse, but it's getting there, of course.
Yeah, it is.
How would people get in touch with you? What is your website? What's the best way to contact you guys?
Just go to 19Y Advisors. But I tell you right now, we're spending a lot of time on LinkedIn. Follow our company, 19Y Advisors. You can just search us up. So follow our company. And David Liniado, you can find me on LinkedIn and just send me a message or shoot me a text.
Dave, we talked a lot about cars on the Shrimp Tank podcast today. Best car app that's out there today?
You know, I can't talk enough about a company. I met Ernie Garcia Jr., who's the founder of Carvana, I guess 5 years ago, and I love the idea now. And every time I see the commercial, I remember that meeting where he showed me a PowerPoint deck and Carvana. I mean, if you have to ask me now, again, coming from Cox Automotive, Autotrader.com, Autotrader the app, you know, loyalty to the home team for sure. But But that'd probably be the entrepreneur I have the utmost respect for.
Whoever thought they'd be buying cars out of a gumball machine.
It's
or
crazy,
whatever
a vending machine. But you know, look, there's innovation in every category, and it's not stopping.
And the fact, and Lee likes this too, that you use the word bespoke on our show. That's, you know, that alone
very true.
is worth its weight in gold. And, you know, folks, look, I was thinking about Dave's company today, 19Y Advisors, and I think that is the key letter that you need to know in your business, which is why. And you have to start with why all the time and ask yourself, why did I start this business? Why am I marketing the way that I'm marketing? Why am I doing what I'm doing with my employees? And why do I have the strategy that I have in place today? And once you answer that question, then you can figure out the rest of the pieces of the who, what, where, when, and how. And once you do that, you get a much more successful business, and having people like 19Y by your side will amplify your growth and make it that much better. And that's your post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.